Welcome to Overtime, guys. Overtime. This is the overtime of the episode that we don't know when we're going to post. And I don't know what to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
Kyle's struggling with relationships that are not great, and he's short-circuiting right now. Bitter, angry, has a few resentments to work through. He will forgive. He'll move on. Me, struggling. For sure, people around me are struggling. I should be struggling.
You seem to be pretty chipper about it.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you do? Like, first of all, in a marriage, you always have to determine. This is something you can ask your spouse. If you're a guy, I'm not going to speak for women, but as a guy, when your wife is venting or angry, right? Especially if it's about family or about something that's always kind of a repeated thing or something, you can say, is this a facts? Are we having a facts or a feelings conversation? Because often with a woman, it's a feelings conversation, and then no solutions are needed, no excuses for your behavior are needed. Understand? No, women are listening, thinking, "Shut up! You don't even know what you're talking about." But anyways, I'm just telling you. I've heard this from women. There's nothing you can. They don't need any answers other than they need to be empathetic,
Encapsulate.
listen.
Listen, yeah.
Yeah, listen. So that was just a feelings conversation that happened on the phone.
I'm really curious when this can get posted and Marie's going to listen back to us and be like, what happened that day?
It was like every other Thursday. No. Whatever. I should have been more helpful today. Should have communicated better. A lot of things I could have done better. Should have, would have, could have. If your aunt had nuts, she'd be your uncle. Move on. But I said sorry, and I will try to do a better job to help. Yeah, I definitely need to just be.
Right on.
She's drowning there, so we're doing really well, despite all our relational challenges that we have. The overtime. There's no schedule in the overtime.
No, this is your baby. Like you're
open book.
This is your style.
Book. Why do all old feelings come back when you go into this mind space? Do all old feelings come back? Feelings that you felt before?
Yeah.
Re-traumatized? You feel like you're re-traumatized?
No, I didn't expect what happened today to happen again.
Okay.
And I don't know why I don't know why that's the case. I mean, when there's a track record of one way, I guess I just maybe believe the best in people, and I shouldn't.
Yeah. Keep your expectations low, and you'll never be disappointed. Another great marriage tip of mine.
Yeah. I think the most comforting thing is that just popped up in my head is God is in control, and He knows, and He's a just God. And when
it'll all sort itself out.
When something that's unjust is being done, He promises He will deal with it.
Yeah.
And He says you don't need to. You need to love.
Let go.
And let go.
Let go.
And
people like you and I cannot handle being resentful or bitter.
Yeah.
It will get us in deep trouble.
Well, other people can't handle it?
Some people can handle it better than you and I can. You and I, with our track record, we can for sure not handle it. Some people can handle it better.
Why do you think we can handle it less good?
Oh, because we're ADHD, we're crazy. Mental problems even when we're normal, let alone when we're bent at someone about how they've treated us unfairly.
That right away has given, just me thinking about that, right away, I feel more peaceful though. Literally, if you guys are listening, there's something I read, like in between our regular recording and
went to the old computer and overtime, to check the email.
And you got on a phone call and
it was all bad here.
Yeah.
But we're good.
Real life.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I think of overtime, I got the ears of the words in my ears ringing from a guy who keeps telling me it's bad value. It's bad value. And I just really want to create value. So I feel like I need to.
Who said it was bad value?
Oh, it's whatever. Consider the source, right?
But still, you care so much that it keeps ringing in your ears.
Well, mostly because he says it every week, right? Every week he's like, oh, I listen to overtime. You know, if I wasn't friends with you and I didn't really like you guys and didn't want to just make a donation, I would never pay the money. I love it.
Sounds like a great dude.
He is a great dude. He's your family, so it makes sense.
He's my family.
He's part of your family, yeah. Extended family.
Oh, man, I'm racking my brain. Oh, Julius.
I was going to say Chilliwack's best looking realtor.
I feel much better.
Now you're not concerned anymore?
Nah, much less.
That's so funny. The poor bugger, he's getting eviscerated. Anyways,
Love
he's
you,
always
buddy.
got his good looks.
I keep meaning to push to do him as a sponsor.
Yeah. Well, he is a sponsor, literally. He's making sponsorship every week.
Yeah,
So
that's right, yeah.
he is the show sponsor.
Do it back.
Just like the other 35 people that are paying. Which, we don't know when this will be published, but it's fascinating to see. So just as a point of reference, we talked about it in the regular show, how this was the day when we went away from our segments portion and went back to
Today's November 28th, by the way. You guys get to know.
Okay, you guys got to know. It's November 28th. So this could get posted very soon after or way later. But it was interesting to me. I don't know who the Patreon supporters are unless they directly text me, which often they do. They'll be like, hey, supporter of the show, and send me some.
I love what the one guy said. I left his name off the top of the screenshot I sent you.
On purpose to me.
On
That's
purpose.
where I was going with this.
That said, when I did the poll, it said, keep the segments just to irritate Gary.
Yeah, which, fair enough, right? That's petty, but hey, if that's where you're at emotionally, that's totally fine. Appreciate we'll take your money either way, even if you're ignorant. But it was fascinating too, how it's knowing a little bit of the character of the people that commented and people that have posted and sent messages to me. Yeah. It's fascinating how segment people are organized, structured, well-grounded, everything that us ADHD whack jobs are not.
I'm an ADHD whack job.
Yeah. You put yourself in a prison. I don't know why you would do it. Me, it's like, no schedule. Okay, now we're done this next segment. No, can't do it. So
are you scheduled? Like, do you have a schedule for like next week, what you're doing on certain days and certain times?
Yeah, I use my calendar more than probably your average person.
That's pretty scheduled.
Yeah, just literally so I don't have phone calls like this from the missus, because if I don't put something in the calendar and I get eviscerated, because it's like, well, how come you're not answering?
Yeah, see, if I'm not organized and scheduled, I will it'll be disaster.
Yeah.
Like
I would agree. I need some structure too. I feel like in a podcast, it's just the funniest things are the things that just come at the spur of the moment. Also the most offensive, unfortunately.
I had a buddy, I was talking to a buddy about it at lunchtime today who listens to My First Million podcast, whatever. And what they do is they have a spreadsheet, like a Google Sheets, whatever, and they just put ideas in there. And they're like as soon as they have an idea, they add it to the list or whatever, and they just go down the list. And sometimes they get to 2 or 3 ideas, sometimes they go to 7 or 8 and stuff like that. But at least they have something to talk about the next time.
Agree.
I think I'd be more okay with that.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
We'll agree today on November 28th that we're going to go to that model.
Okay, I'll make a spreadsheet and I'll share it with you. We can just plop things in there.
Yeah.
And we'll just start working on the sheet.
Yeah. Do you use your notes on your Apple device? Do you use the Note app? Okay.
Well, I do. I mean, I have notes in there from like 7 years ago.
But you don't use it on a regular basis?
No.
Okay. It's pretty handy. I use the notes because now I found out you can lock notes on there. So like I have one note with all my passwords, all important stuff. It's locked, Face ID.
Yeah.
And then I also use Microsoft To Do. So if you're listening to this and you're running, I would say even for your household, you could use Microsoft To Do.
Okay, so we can I'll make a shared notes for for the podcast.
Yeah, I'm just encouraging people to use Microsoft To Do because it'll revolutionize your life.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. You can have like as many people as you want in each category, and then you have checklists and add stuff. And we use it for everything from grocery lists to I use it for my business where we have everything in there. It's pretty handy.
Cool. So what's next on the list?
Well, I was still going.
We're only at 8 minutes.
We're done.
We're done. This is 8 minute
overtime. It's going to be a
overtime.
short one, and I do think there was the feedback that we got. Like, don't go on too long. People don't want to listen to a long podcast, and I would agree. My eyes glaze over. Like
that's why I usually keep it a half hour.
Yeah, or even 20 minutes. Just short, concise. Just pound the information out and just move on.
I got some cool ones coming up. Pastor Matt agreed to come on.
Okay.
That might have been published already when this comes out, but on Church Hurt and Deconstructing Faith. I'm looking forward to that one. And Pat Chabelle, he wrote the song "Jesus Thank You." I coached him.
Okay.
And so he's going to come on. Crazy story. So those are both scheduled. So I'm looking forward to doing those. But those will be a lot longer. Those will probably be 2 to 3 hour podcasts. So.
Okay. And we had talked about it because I went on a rant last week in the overtime about recently about, it was a while ago now if this is posted later, but about the whole baptism thing. I thought you should follow up with your thought of having Pastor Jonathan or somebody that's
I will.
structured.
Yeah, when he did come on, I had like 30 questions I didn't get to.
Okay.
So I said
he did a great job. That was probably a well listened to podcast too. He's very he's great at communicating. Like he preached last Sunday night. I appreciate him.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Cheers.
Have a great week.
You too. Did I say you too?
Horrible band.
Bye.